what information they're offering, what they're trying to sell, and how I can warp that into like my pitch and sell it forward, right? That's really what makes me successful at the end of the day. Welcome back to Grind with Gondal. Today we're going to talk sales. That's literally the goal of this video. Like I discussed in our last video, I'm going to be talking about sales. I'm going to do a whole series about different types of industries selling, whether it's roofing, siding, windows, gutters, anything and everything inside the house. I'm going to focus on that primarily first because that's really your in-home sales category or your outside sales representative. Really, when I look online, even when I started here in DFW, because I've always sold retail, so pretty much that would be selling for cash, whether it's HVAC, roofing, or anything like that. Here, it is a little bit different when you meet homeowners, which you're trying to sell for the insurance process, right? But the concept is kind of the same. The only difference is asking for money, right? And how to ask for that money at the end of the day and signing them up. So I'm going to start off, again, this is a roofing channel, so I'm going to start off with the roofing in-home sales first, my tips and tricks. When I saw online, when I came here like 4 years ago roughly in DFW and Google or went on YouTube, tried to find something, I just couldn't see anything. A lot of the videos out there, especially in sales, is just somebody, no matter who it is, someone just kind of bringing energy and just kind of powering through it. I'm a big believer sales is giving information. That's really it. At the end of the day, you have the power, which is the information, and then you control how to relay that information. Am I saying that energy is not needed? Absolutely not. You need to have good energy. You need to have a good outlook. You need to be obviously very communicative. No question about that. But it isn't just that thing by itself. Right? You see a lot of these YouTube videos where they just focus on one thing. Oh, go there, you gotta have the energy. What are you worth? Like all that hype, which doesn't mean shit, to be honest with you, when you're inside the home, because homeowners will see through that right away. So it doesn't make sense whatsoever. Now, I know some people in this industry, that's how they sell, even in sales as a whole. Again, some people might find my information to be wrong. They might not agree with it. That's their opinion. What I have seen is when you try to push through that, what ends up happening, you get the signature, you leave. 2 hours later, the homeowner called the office. Yeah, I'd like to cancel my order. See it happen all the time. Those people have 30, 40, 50% cancellation rate. And yes, I know I can make a video just like that. It will sound good, no questions about it, but I wouldn't really be helping anyone. And my goal for this is to help you guys, especially if someone is in this industry, they're trying to get better, and they're trying to really find a video that's gonna be like, okay, what can I do to improve my close rate and have the job stick, right? Those two things have to go together. You can't just close, cancel, close, cancel, close, cancel. That doesn't make sense whatsoever. And then also protecting your revenue. If you don't explain to the homeowner what the process is and you're just kind of bulldogging through it, I mean, you're not going to get profit in there. I see all the time guys make very little money on jobs. They're over $1 million producer. Okay, good for you, right? But how much money did you make on it, right? You can barely break 6 figures. And I'm like, okay, I mean, and you still don't want to listen? Like, I could easily get you well past 6 figures, but it is what it is. So my take on it is really those subtle tells for a homeowner and really reading them and then replying to them, right? Not every sale is the same. Yes, your energy and all of that has to be the same. I get it. But really, when you can understand the homeowner and they really see that you're a great, great listener and bring that back up in front of them, that is what's going to excel you in sales. So let's talk roofing. So again, my goal is really to be an intermediary, not really beginner or expert. I'm going to try to cover a little bit things. I'll try to go over like a couple of objections to, excuse me, that you see in this industry, and then we'll go from there. So first thing I always tell people when you're in home sales, right? So I have a background of door-to-door, in-home sales, cold calling, all of that. So what I've done is I've combined all the good stuff of each aspect and put it together. And that's just my experience of what has led me to, no matter what industry I go to, it takes me less than 20 days to learn their process, or as a company too, if I go to a different company, it takes me less than 20 days to learn their process and then excel at it. That's it. So I never have any issue with anything because I already know what information they're offering, what they're trying to sell, and how I can warp that into like my pitch and sell it forward, right? That's really what makes me successful at the end of the day. All right, let's get right to it. So the first thing I like to tell people is what I call the intro or introduction. Now, this is not you pitching the homeowner, right? This is all the stuff that you need to do before getting to the door or the initial contact that you have with the homeowner. So if you're running an appointment here in roofing, right, or if you're about to knock on the door, the homeowners, most of them have like some kind of a security camera that sends them an alert or something like that. And if you're showing up to an appointment, they're already looking for you. So as soon as you park your car, your sales process has started in that intro. So when I talk about intro, what I'm talking about is what we have to pay attention to make a good impression at the end of the day, right? So when you park your car, they're already looking at you. So if you're kind of not ready, you're getting out your car, tucking in your shirt, fixing your hair, putting on your cap, they already know what kind of sales rep you are. And that's something they probably don't want to work with, or someone they don't want to work with at the end of the day. So that's something you have to really pay attention to. When you're in your car and you're getting to an appointment, you have to be ready, right? Don't get out of the car and then stumble around it. Don't do that. So make sure you're dressed, clean shirt, fully, smell good as well. That's one thing I also tell people, don't have like dirty jeans or anything like that, slacks. Be ready to sell. Just think that the homeowner or you started selling as soon as you step out that car, okay? So once you step out, you walk up to the door. This is a tip that I learned while I was door knocking. A lot of guys, when they knock on the door, so if this is the camera, I'm knocking, they'll come stand right there. This is what the homeowner sees. I know I'm a little bit taller, but like this. That's what they're saying. People don't like that. You're literally in their space. This is someone that they're meeting for the first time. So a simple tip and trick is knock on the door, take a few steps back, give them their space, right? Let them open the door. Now, if I'm standing here, what's gonna happen? They're gonna open the door a little bit, be like, who are you? Because you're intimidating them. Now, I'm someone that's tall, 6'4", so trust me, I've had my share of homeowners not opening the door. Don't get me wrong on that, but I've learned how to work around it, all right? There's no excuse. That's what I believe in sales, that you can always find something that can make you successful, and the one industry is sales, all right? There shouldn't be any excuse no matter who you are. And that's what I always tell people. So, I mean, that was one of my biggest things to me being such a big guy. So one of the easiest things is when you knock on the door, just step back, let them come in, have a quick conversation, right? See what they have on their yard, car, whatever you're into, football, signs, anything like that. Have a conversation. So many guys are so busy on the sale. Hey, I'm here because you said no one cares. No one cares. Yes, they know they set up. They already know that. You don't have to get into it. The more you behave like a human, the more they will treat you like a human. The more you behave like a robot, the more they will treat you like a robot. And then you cannot sell. So make sure you take your time. Again, you're there just to have a conversation. You are a problem solver. To be a good problem solver, you need to listen and then interact, okay? So that's my first thing. I see that done wrong all the time. Guys are fidgeting around, not comfortable, and just like, And the homeowner at that point, they've decided. And that's what happens when they're like, no, I don't need to get you inside my house. Now, I know this industry here in Dallas, a lot of my competition, the guys are selling at the door. Okay, don't sell at the door. No matter what you do, don't sell at the door. You're an outside sales rep. You're not a door-to-door seller. So goal is sit down, have a conversation. Some people call it kitchen table sales, right? That's another thing people call, whatever you want to call it. But your goal is to get them to that table So you can really explain everything to them. So they're listening to you. So just take your time, do your inspection, and then move forward. Now, I'm not gonna go through the entire process. That's not what this video is. So tip number one is take your time. I call that the intro, before the sale in your mind, before you meet the homeowner, but really the sales process has already started. Second thing, listening. I talk about that a lot, okay? Understand the problem. Your initial interaction, you shouldn't be pushing them through what you're here to sell them on, right? Your thing is, okay, what is their needs? They're gonna tell you how to sell them. But if you keep interrupting them and you keep putting in your point of view, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Okay? Now, there is a big debate, I guess, on how to overcome objections. Some guys, what they'll do is the homeowner says right away, open the door. No, I'm not signing anything. That's a big thing people hear. They'll try to overcome the objection right there because that's what the YouTube videos are telling them. No, you got to overcome it. You got to put it down. No. Absolutely not. I'm not a big believer in that. You need to take your time. Okay, I got you. Don't worry, man. You're not here to sign anything. I'm here to just give you some information. See if it makes sense to you. If it does, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? And that's it. You need to have, they're testing you. That's not a real objection. That's what we call a smoke screen, right? Because someone before you or the homeowner has had a previous experience with someone else has set that expectation for them. Is it easy for you to get rid of? No, it's a lot of hard work, but that's how you know, okay, what do I have to do? Don't mess up your protocol. Don't mess up your procedure. No worries, Mr. Homeowner. I'm still gonna do what I'm here to do. And I'll let you know you obviously made the appointment for some reason, right? And I'm gonna go over it. So that's what your focus should be. No matter what they say, just don't break your process. Don't start overcoming it. Again, I'm not a big believer of you just sitting there start to overcome objections, okay? Second thing is obviously, like I said, listening. So third thing I want to focus on is urgency, right? You need to know what the cause or the main pain point is for this homeowner in your industry. So if you're selling roofs, is it the look? To some homeowners, but is that the main thing? No. So you cannot be selling looks. For example, if you're selling a kitchen or a bathroom remodel, the looks matter. That's what people care about. Some people will mess up functionality, but if you're there selling looks, they don't really care. Okay? What else could it be? Functionality? Yeah, that's what people care about. They just want the roof to protect the water from coming inside the house. It is really tough to get the roof to be an emotional sale, unless you're like in a high-end neighborhood. Okay, you can. So you have to focus on functionality. What is the value they're getting? Right? What is the value they're getting? So how can you do that? What kind of roofing products are you giving them? Synthetic, ice and water, starter, hip and ridge, what type of shingle? So that's what your focus needs to be on. Know what you're selling. So second thing is in roofing, you need to be focused on functionality. The looks will matter. That should be part of your presentation. I'm not saying take it out, but it shouldn't be the main point. The main point has to be functionality. So those three things that I have said, I was not able to find on YouTube when I started looking in this industry a very long time ago. And that's what your focus should be on. And then the next one that I'm about to say, this should be applied to everything. The biggest concern a homeowner has when they do business with you, because they're meeting you for the first time, is, are you someone that's going to do exactly what you're telling them on day one? Majority of the sales reps will sell, and these are your guys that are like, hey, let's bring the energy, let's go. And then you never see them again. I would never recommend that to anyone. Always stay in touch with clients. The amount of referrals I've got, I have clients calling me that I helped 4 or 5 years ago. Hey, are you still doing this? Hey, my cousin is doing this, my uncle's doing, whatever it might be. Still get calls. Till this day, they have my cell phone number, I have them saved. Because I'm there building a relationship. So that's what you need to do. But how do you get to that trust level? By listening. There's no magic word, sentence that I can give you that will give you instant trust. Won't happen. You have to build it. Nothing you walk up, hey, you know, I saw a baseball sign, maybe he's a Yankees fan, whatever, come in, start talking. Yeah, you'll build rapport, but does rapport always equal trust? It depends how you move forward from there, right? I'm not saying don't pay rapport, don't get me wrong there, but there's also an aspect of going through the whole process, right? So when you walk in there, you know, you got your intro, you build a little bit of rapport, you find the needs, right? What is the main problem? Why did they set up the appointment? Have a conversation, do your inspection, know what's going on. And then once you sit down, you start selling. Don't start selling before then. That will help you out a lot. And then last thing, always close, okay? If they come up with an objection. So there's a big difference identifying the difference between an objection and a smokescreen. So objection is their actual main concern. Smokescreen is they just want you to leave. Now, sometimes, right, you're gonna get objections no matter what, and some are a little bit tougher to overcome, but if you do your job right, there shouldn't be any smokescreens over objection. If you explained everything to them and you didn't skip any part of your presentation, they should be like, okay, what do I gotta do to move forward, right? So with that being said, what's the difference, right? So if someone's saying, I need to think about it, that's your smokescreen. I don't think there's enough damage. That's a smokescreen / objection, I like to consider it. That means you just didn't build a lot of value in your inspection if there was damage, right? You're doing a disservice to the homeowner. Don't do that, right? You want to focus on what is the problem, right? Why did they have you out here? What is going on with the neighbors, right? So again, the main thing is understanding what their main objection is, right? So if someone says, I need to think about it, a simple answer to that is, I totally get it, man. You know, I never make a decision same day either. But let me just ask you this. What do you need to think about? Is it the damage? Is it the company? What would be your main thing that you'd be thinking about? And then try to kind of dive deep into that and try to figure out what the main objection is. Trust me, when you ask a question like that, an open-ended question that doesn't have a yes or no answer, they will open up. You will find that some people, I hear that a lot where homeowners are like, well, man, you know, I did a business with a contractor before and, you know, I did sign same day. It didn't end up where it needed to be, so on and so forth. Well, now you know this guy doesn't trust the company, right? You need to build more value in the company. You need to make him feel safe why he needs to go with this company. Or, oh, you know, this guy, he did this, then the price went up after, you know, everything changed. He wasn't there. He told me he was going to be there. Well, that means you need to step back and build more rapport for yourself, right? Make him believe you. Another one is a tough one that most reps can't go over is the wife objection or husband. You know, my spouse is not here. Okay, if he was here, what would he say? Would he like everything I showed him? Make them sell themselves, agree to it. I know a lot of guys, they're like, okay, can we get him on the phone? What if they say no? How do you overcome that? Okay, I'll come back. I mean, you can ask that, but if you already are there as a good sales rep and you don't see the other partner, you should have already had that understanding before. You should have known where they were. And you should have asked in your presentation, okay, you know, can we get him on the phone while I'm showing you this material so I can explain this to him? And they'll tell you right there. If she says yes or he says yes, perfect. If they say no, then you can't ask them that when you're overcoming the objection. Can we get it? No, they already told you no. You're just setting yourself up for failure. So then you need to change the presentation a little bit in the sense that, okay, what if they were here? What would they say? Right, that's what your focus needs to be in the closing side. So it's just a quick video. I just wanted to go over what the biggest mistakes that I see or the most amount of mistakes that I see in this industry. That's just gonna be in-home selling roofing. So just remember, main thing you're selling is the pain point, right? What will happen if the roof is not replaced, okay? And the functionality. What are you providing me in regards to the roof? How will that affect me? How will it make it easier for me? And then, sure, if you're selling in a neighborhood where curb appeal matters, you want to focus on that. So, and also, when you're walking up to the house, if you see they have an amazing lawn cut, the stones in front, they have nice decorative siding. You know that's someone that cares about the look of their house. So guess what? That's what your focus is. But if you see someone, you walk into a house, driveway is cracked, lawn is grown up like 4 or 5 inches, not cut, it seems like for 7, 8 months, don't sell them aesthetics. Functionality all day. So that's it for today. Again, I'm gonna continue this series. I'm gonna make a video on every single one in terms of in-home sales, right? Whatever product we're selling. I have experience in the car sales as well, inside sales. I might do those later. It's really based on if you guys want me to do a particular industry, just put it in the comments. I'll get it done for you guys. But for now, that's what the goal is. I'm gonna get a video like this out every week, just kind of giving you tips and tricks on that. So thanks for watching Grind with Gondal. I'll see you guys in the next one.